Appreciate you coordinating and organizing all this the last several weeks and everything. So great to be here. We're going to talk a little bit about the basics of the business, the basics of System 7, and kind of the workflow, we call it. So that I know who you are and how you're doing. How many have been here for less than 6 months? Show me your hands. Okay, great. How about less than a year? Okay, that leaves a few that have been here a little longer than that. 2 years, 3 years, something like that. Okay. All right, so how's it going? Good. Are you liking what you're doing?
Yeah.
Are you having success?
Yes.
Do you want it to go faster?
Yes. Yes.
That's always the way it is. Everybody wants faster, quicker, better, right? All right. Today, I hope that you've all done a good job inviting and that you have lots of people committed for tonight. And if you've done that, then you're going to have a good success tonight. You're going to have a lot of people that will be interested and may want product, and a bunch may want to join the business. So hopefully you've done that. What I usually like to do about a week before I come to a city is to have a conference call with the distributors in that city, and we talk about what the objective is for the meeting. A lot of times we'll hear that somebody's coming to speak, and it's going to be a guest speaker, and they're coming from out of town or out of the country, and we don't really understand what our job is as distributors in preparation for that meeting. And typically what that would be is that you'd set a goal, and you'd say, all right, I want 10 guests in the room, which means I've got to get 20 firm commitments where people say, I'm definitely going to be there, right? Nothing will stop me. I promise you I'll show up. Wild animals can't drag me away, I'll be there. And if that's what they tell you, that's a 50-50 that they'll show up. You understand that, right? So that's why you got to have 20 of those so that you end up having 10, that really actually show up at the meeting. And to get 20 of those, you probably need to make, 40 to 50 phone calls, somewhere in that range. So if you haven't done that, then you probably didn't maximize what you could have done tonight. And you missed an opportunity in some degree. If you have done that, good for you. You took the right action, and you'll probably get a lot better, growth out of what's going to happen today. Let's talk about the two key words in network marketing. In our business, there's two words that you really have to understand in full detail. Why do you think people do new scan? Why are they willing to make all those phone calls? To make 50 phone calls, and to deal with some knuckleheads that don't understand, and why are they willing to do those kind of things? Yeah, that's right. Rick's got it. They're willing to do it because they want freedom. They want to be free. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. They want financial security and control of their life. They don't want other people to dictate their schedule. They want to be able to have that kind of control. So, in the end, that's why people are going to do it. I think it's an important thing that you kind of catch that and understand it. Because if you're missing that point, if you think this is about, a galvanic spa, or you think this is about the biophotonic scanner, or you think this is about age lock, you're wrong. That's not why people are going to actually do this business in the end. Okay, and a lot of times what we do is we find it easier to speak about a product or a product line or a technology or something. And to us, that seems easier than actually talking about the business and talking about freedom. And the problem we have is that if you don't do that, then the people that are looking for freedom don't hear the words they need to hear, so they're not attracted to what you're saying. And, women tend to talk more about product because it's kind of what they're good at, and it's kind of fun, and it works really good, and so it's easy to talk about that, and that's okay to start with that. But when you're recruiting people, you got to make sure that at some point in that conversation that you let them know that there's a potential here for somebody to become financially free in this company. And if you say those kinds of words and eventually have that kind of conversation with them, then you're going to catch the people that are looking for freedom. There's a lot of people out there, like me, that probably would have never been caught if it was just a product conversation. I was only going to get caught if somebody said, look, there's a chance here where you can work one time, and you can work really diligently for 5 years, but at the end of that time, you can be done. You can be free forever. Okay, and if somebody wouldn't have said that particular thing to me, I probably wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't be, in this business. Because that's what I was looking for. So you got to say the words that people are looking for, otherwise you're not going to catch them. You're not going to get their attention. Okay? So just remember about freedom. Richard Call, who's one of my mentors in this business, said something to me a long time ago that has stuck with me ever since. And he said, Nathan, just remember the people that talk about the business make a lot more money than the people who solely talk about the product. So you've got to talk about the business side of what we do, and you've got to talk about freedom. And if you do that, then you're going to be able to hit both sides of it. Okay, so how do we get freedom? Well, we have to have this thing called duplication. Duplication is the other key word in our business. And so we want to create a method or a system so we can duplicate. And if we can duplicate ourselves, that's the objective, excuse me, of what we're trying to accomplish. I mean, everybody in this room wants to duplicate themselves, don't you? I mean, I think that's really the basic bottom line thing we have to do if we're going to build a network of people. So we want to duplicate ourselves, we want to create a network of people. So duplication becomes the key thing. Over the years, we put together a plan or a system so that we can actually duplicate. And duplication is the first principle of System 7.